The Golden State Warriors heard all the slander after their loss to the Nuggets and decided that the only remedy would be a strategic spanking of one of the East juggernauts who were visiting the Bay. But their game plan got challenged by an absurd third quarter from Giannis and the Bucks. Coach Kerr and Coach Rivers threw strategic gauntlets at each other. The following is a full tactical breakdown of the schemes and gambits that were deployed during this clash between the Bucks and the Warriors. I am so excited to watch the NBA playoffs live this season because the way that things are shaping up, this one will be one for the record books, which is why I want to give the sponsor of today's video, SeatGeek, a huge shout out. With over 28 million downloads, SeatGeek is the #1 rated ticketing app. March Madness, NBA, NHL, MLB. SeatGeek is coming through for us. Kendrick Lamar, Kevin Hart, heck, even Disney on Ice. If you can think it, SeatGeek has it. Right now, you can get tickets for Cavs versus Knicks for $51. That is a robbery in today's economy. And SeatGeek has your back. Each ticket is rated on a scale of 1 to 10, so you know you're getting a good deal. Plus, every ticket is backed by their buyer guarantee. And you know I came through for you guys. Use code GOAT for $20 off tickets at SeatGeek. That's $20 off your first purchase with promo code GOAT. Make sure you click the link in the description to download the app and have the code automatically added to your account so you can use it later. Time to geek out on our favorite sport with SeatGeek. The Warriors were coming off a brutal loss where they lost to the Nuggets without Jokic, Murray, and Brown. And tonight they were going up against the Bucks' two-headed monster without their biggest weapon, Steph Curry. To combat the headache that is Giannis, Kerr put Dre on him and would double him off the pick and roll.
Put on Giannis. Warriors beat Milwaukee without Antetokounmpo.
The rookie out of Boston College was doing a great job of drawing the Bucks big out to the three-point line.
How about Quentin Post opening with the three?
The game plan was also to ice Dame Giannis pick and rolls.
Well, Damian Lillard, you got to get up into him and just be as physical as possible. But as you kind of guard him like that.
Note how Dre was daring Giannis to beat him from beyond the arc. That's because he's shooting 18% from 3 on the season. And in the post, the plan was to fight for every inch to front and deny Giannis the ball. On the other side of the court, mismatches on Dame were ending in offensive rebounds and disaster for the Bucks.
Jimmy Butler from deep. Okay.
For the rookie, everything wasn't perfect to start. His preoccupation with Dame's driving ability put him out of position to contest the 3 from Kuzma.
It's not what he wants to do. Kyle Kuzma, he can knock that down. He hasn't been shooting it great this season, 28% there.
But he and Dre were doing an immaculate job of collapsing on Giannis drives, while the rest of the team was capitalizing on the advantages they were generating.
Handling. Moody's got a good look, and Moody's got a 3.
The Warriors' immaculate rotations were leading to Bucks turnovers, and their defense was on an absolute string, giving the Bucks offense zero room to breathe.
Off the bench, Andre Jackson. Draymond with a nice block.
Milwaukee was making mistakes you usually see at the high school level, like putting 3 on the ball on the post to Jimmy DHO and paying severely for it.
And a nice feed from Jimmy Butler. That was just a breakdown.
Even with Steph out, Doc's plan to double Jimmy was bleeding extremely high-quality shots, and easily surrendering the Lopez on Jimmy's switch was then coming back to bite Milwaukee's behind once the ball circled back to him with the easy mismatch.
You have to make multiple efforts defensively. Jimski and Brandon.
After Doc's timeout, the Bucks decided to get out and get some easy ones in transition.
Turnover.
Yeah, Gary Trent Jr. right in the passing lane and count the bucket.
Defense by Kevin Porter, just staying connected.
Back-to-back, good defensive possessions.
And before you knew it, Milwaukee was starting to get some rhythm as the Dubs were starting to cool off from their hot start.
Gary Trent Jr. with a floater. Rim home.
Taurean Prince got teed up after a late whistle from the Zebras.
Kuminga. He's going to have a foul after the missed layup. They got a technical foul. They called it late on him, and he didn't like it.
So Giannis started seeking revenge by generating maximum momentum and daring anyone to stop him.
Trying to come back nice.
Giannis taking it all the way.
Unfortunately, the jumper kept betraying him. If you want to understand the sheer size of Antetokounmpo, check out how much bigger he is in comparison to Dame. A Kuminga putback took the momentum back in favor of the Warriors.
Threes, but rigging there. Kuminga! Please let this become part of his game. He could do this so often.
with Golden State's defense to offense putting the final exclamation mark on the quarter.
P2. Buddy spaces out for three, and he got it. Early offense, that's beautiful.
The second quarter started with the Dubs looking to make Damian Lillard work on defense.
The half court. Jamski to beat the buzzer and drops in the win jumper.
And on the other side, doubling him off of every dribble handoff along the sidelines. Milwaukee's overcommitment on Butler was backfiring. While they were busy ball watching, Moody was sneaking through the back door.
Shot clock at 8. He's got a live dribble. And Moody cutting for the baseline. Everybody watching Jimmy Butler.
With the Bucks' eagerness literally ending in defensive 3-second violations.
Talked about Warrior youngsters that needed to play well tonight. So far, so good. That's a defensive 3-second violation. That'll be a technical free throw. They're so worried about Jimmy Butler.
For the Warriors, Jimmy Butler was a one-man fast break.
Ended up on him. And, how about Butler off a made layup? 94 feet later, Jimmy rings the register. Just move at a different speed.
While also making crazy rotations to anchor the defense.
Trent Jr. moving without the ball. Butler recovered nicely.
And Dre refused to be outdone, saying, "Hold my beer" off the weak side rotation.
Coming for the weak side, saved a dunk.
And that overcommitment from the Bucks? Oh, it was getting severely punished by the postman. Whenever Giannis had the ball, the Warriors were primed to double team him, which created open looks that didn't always fall. Despite Milwaukee's reputation as the league's second best three-point shooting squad, nothing was clicking from beyond the arc.
Kuzma again. Right time to get that block. AJ Green.
Meanwhile, the story was different for the Warriors, with their down screens freeing up space for Hield to launch.
The depth here, Pat Spencer, Trace Jackson Davis, Buddy Hield a three.
Buddy was heating up, showcasing a versatile offensive attack that wasn't solely reliant on catch-and-shoot threes.
Buddy's having one of those nights. He's got 9 and he's 3 of 3.
Despite the difference in size, Golden State was doing a great job of boxing out to secure those defensive rebounds. The double teams on Giannis started as early as half court, completely neutralizing his signature attack.
Double Giannis at midcourt. And Lillard, what a cross-court pass.
But when Draymond went to the bench, Giannis began feasting.
Giannis using Butler's momentum against him.
Big-to-big screenings for Brook Lopez and Antetokounmpo laying it in and drawing the foul.
Kerr had no choice but to call a timeout. But upon resuming play, Dre was back and Giannis was back in his straitjacket again.
Especially if it's a big having to go from inside the paint to the three-point. How did Draymond stop Giannis there at point-blank range? That 7-foot wingspan.
And Podziemski continued his stellar night, slicing through the Bucks' collapsing defense.
See if we can make that push. Shot clock at 3. Podziemski floater in.
With Milwaukee's defense in disarray, Jimmy found the postman with a perfectly weighted skip pass to the other side. By halftime, the Warriors had built a commanding 14-point lead, closing the period at 58-44. Doc must have laid into his team at halftime, because the team that came out into the third was a completely different squad. Milwaukee's compete level had completely gone up a level.
Cycling around and Butler on the baseline. And they're not going to let him dunk it.
First, Doc decided to put Giannis on Butler.
Butler missing that jumper, around and out.
While running high pick and rolls for Dame in early offense before the Warriors' defense could get organized.
Dame Lillard, a man sitting next to me at halftime, said Lillard is going to come out on fire in the second half. Yeah.
Sensing that Dame was about to go off, Kerr decided to counter the high pick and roll with a heavy blitz. So Dame started countering the counter by attacking it even faster to negate that option entirely.
Lopez. Wait, Milwaukee's the second best three-point shooting team in the league.
With Jimmy backdooring Kuz on the split action, Golden State was still executing that beautiful Warriors offense. However, the extra attention on Giannis kept creating too many gaps on the weak side.
Kuzma been shooting a lot of open threes tonight. 8 threes gotten up.
With the momentum shifting, the Warriors started making unforced errors.
You can tell the Bucks have this momentum, kind of an ominous feel right now.
Yeah, you had 5 turnovers the whole first half. You already have 3.
And with their 17-point lead now cut to just 7, Coach Kerr had to call a timeout.
Kuzma again, and here you go. Your 17-point lead getting carved up.
Coming out of the timeout, Coach decided to run the offense through Jimmy, but the returns were not as expected, with the Bucks forcing turnover after turnover. The Bucks scored 14 straight points at this point of the game.
Kuzma's been the hot hand, and he bottoms another 3. 14 in a row for Milwaukee. Milwaukee.
Even the decision to hunt for Dame was not working. With the Warriors in pure desperation, Santos grabbed an offensive rebound that ended in Draymond terminating the drought from hell for the Dubs.
Draymond running, what a big play.
That's what winning players do. They just find ways to make winning plays. Milwaukee, of course, had an answer.
Game, you said everybody should play like he's Santos.
Exactly. Energy-wise, play that hard with Lopez for three. Yeah.
And Giannis had murder on his mind.
And Giannis went to send it home, and he will go to the line.
He tried the whole team there.
However, when he got to the line, those demons were still haunting him. Frustrations were boiling over for Golden State.
A minute 20 left in the third, he would have taken it. Connected with another offensive foul. So out to the turnover pile.
The 8th turnover of the quarter for the Warriors. Actually, make that 9.
And we have a travel on Kuminga. So turnover number 9.
Fortunately for the Warriors, the Bucks made some egregious mistakes to close the quarter.
That ball deflected away. Buddy Hield with a steal. And Buddy will rock into a three. Big bucket. Just momentum-wise.
Including giving 3 free throws to Butler on a prayer with no time left on the clock.
A three. He got it. And he got a foul. He kind of crunched through the jackknife to get enough contact.
Milwaukee surrendered 8 unanswered points to the Warriors to finish the quarter, giving life to a team that was on the brink of collapsing. In the final frame, the hardwood transformed into a war zone. Dame came out aggressive to start the 4th.
Lillard will get to the line.
But even when the refs gave him a chance, the rim had other plans. Meanwhile, Butler was hell-bent on keeping the momentum from the 3rd quarter.
And Dame is just one of those loyal guys. And Butler did it again! An opportunity for a 4-point play!
Jimmy was bully-balling his way into the paint.
Buzz a little bit. Butler getting to that mid-range and got another one!
When the shots weren't dropping, no problem. He was getting to the line anyway.
Tapped out Kuzma. Jimmy Butler's going to the line again.
But defense was where the Warriors were really suffocating the Bucks. Post was giving Brook Lopez absolute hell in the post.
1-foot fadeaway went with the Nowitzki, couldn't make it there.
The Warriors' game plan was etched in stone. Double Dame early, take away his space, force mistakes.
Podziemski went flying. Buddy Hield a warm-up three. Good!
But Milwaukee wasn't just battling a shooting slump. They were dealing with Draymond Green at DEFCON 1.
Yes, and Draymond continues to stand tall.
And when Giannis tried to go strong to the rim, Green wasn't letting him off easy.
And the guy Giannis a foul.
He just went before he looked around.
Even during stoppages, Draymond was coaching on the fly. On offense, he was running the show and directing traffic. Gary Trent Jr. did continue punishing the Dubs from deep, though.
Stay. Average about 12 to 13. Trent Jr. for 3. Pours it in, and the Bucks have 80.
As Dame added to the fun by going deep into his bag.
11 seconds on the shot clock. Leans in, fires, rattles it home, and count the bucket.
But Golden State's split action was still pure poetry. Instead of forcing a 3, Butler read the defense and set up the post man.
And in that split action, Butler didn't want the 3, working the baseline, quitting post, catch and shoot triple. Got it!
And even with 5 fouls to his name, Draymond was still the ultimate enforcer.
They clear aside to go right at him. Giannis putting it up and out. Draymond comes up with another stop.
In clutch time, it was Podziemski who yanked the Warriors out of the mud.
Podziemski an open 3. Got it! Brandon Podziemski, his first game back since Brooklyn. 5 of 8 now with 14.
Just when the Bucks thought they could recover, Butler drove into the lane, collapsed the defense, forced the under-the-basket help to step up, and that was all GP2 needed.
Butler on Lillard, drop it off to Gary to put it in! It worked out that time.
And then, with Lillard asleep at the wheel on defense, the hometown kid put the final nail in his hometown team's coffin.
3.
The final 5 minutes of the game were a disaster for Milwaukee. They did not make a single field goal for the last 4 minutes of the game. With a defensive masterclass down the stretch, the Warriors shocked the Bucks, pulling off a 104-93 statement win without Steph. And while the box score won't scream it, Draymond Green was the true MVP, turning Giannis and Dame into mere mortals while leading the Warriors with his grit and defensive clinic against 2 Hall of Fame-bound killers.